Good evening, and this is Monday, January 24th, and I'm calling to order the meeting of the City of Oak Park Heights Parks and Trails Commission. I'd like to first have a look at the approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second?
A second.
Thank you. Agenda's been approved. We're going to look at the Park Commission meeting minutes from a month ago, December 20th.
I'll move approval of those minutes.
Do I hear a second?
I second to approve.
Thank you. Approved and seconded. Now we'll have Department Commission liaison reports. And Lisa Danielson is our arborist.
I've just got a quick update. The 2022 Prairie Restoration Area vegetation maintenance is going, or management, that will be going to council at tomorrow night's meeting for approval. The work to be done for 2022 includes a spring mow. Since last year we did the prescribed burn at Valley View and Swagger. So we'll go with the spring mow, and then depending on conditions, it'll be 3 to 4 weed control visits. So that's all I have to report.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Andy?
Andy is not here this evening. He's not feeling well, so he will not be here. So no report.
All right. And this is nice for us. We welcome Council Member Chuck Doherty. He's going to be our liaison for the next year to our City Council. And do you have anything?
No, I'm looking forward to it. It's been a long time. I was on a Parks Commission before I went on the council, so good to see
So
you.
welcome back.
Thank you.
I know you've been on the council for quite some time.
Yes. 12 years?
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
So you'll be valuable to us. Really, you will. Now, no visitors, of course, tonight, and no public hearing. So we'll go to old business, and this is sort of a big one for us. Swagger Park playground equipment replacement discussion is how it's listed here. And I'll start out by saying it was some months ago that we were told by Andy, our Public Works Director, and of course Lisa is always at his side too, that one of the main pieces of equipment at Swagger Park was in really bad shape and could not be salvaged. Once again, I know it's happened many times over where we replace wood pieces of that big structure, but now we're to the point where we have to get a new one. And so Andy had put together some papers here. Lisa, can you?
Yeah, I can try and fill in on any questions.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, there's 3 different options that would all be suitable for that site where that older playground structure was. Included in the packet is just kind of like an overhead view of the park, as well as kind of how this new structure would fit. There's also there's a spreadsheet that includes the costs of the 3 different options. 2 of them are very similar in price. Option 1 is the most expensive. And everything here would work for underneath those power lines. How that was a big thing to keep in consideration when adding a new structure at Swagger Park.
I'd like to add to that Madam Chair and Commission, that Andy worked very closely with St. Croix Recreation on these options, and Chris is the representative that he was speaking with there, and Chris has been in the area for a long time, and he knows playgrounds very well, and he said what's hot right now is the rope structure things. So that's what all three of these options are. They've got the ropes, the climbing. He said that's kind of the hot thing right now, and one thing, there is a park in our area, it's Lakeside Park in Bayport, that has something similar to this. I don't have a picture of that, but it's very similar to I think option 1 that you'll see in your packet. So very heavily used down there. Lisa and Andy did go down and visit that park and take a look at that so they could get an idea of what Chris was talking about at St. Croix Rec, and it looked really neat.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Lisa, we had to pull Lisa back. She
Yeah.
wasn't able to play, but she's on the clock, so she couldn't do that. But yeah, so that's what Chris, who, like I said, who's kind of our local expert on playgrounds, said would be kind of one of the few options that would work in that park with the little rope structure, so people aren't getting shocked or getting slivers underneath those power lines.
Can you match up the colored picture with the option number? Like on page 13, which is that option 1?
Page 13 is option 1. And then page
17?
17 is option 2. And then pages 27 and 28 are option 3. So yeah, option 3 has multiple pieces of equipment. It's got a swing set, that little round thing for maybe the littler kids, and then the climbing structure with the ropes, which is on page 28.
And which one's down at Lakeside Park? 1?
Option 1.
Yeah.
It
Option.
looks exactly like option 1.
Mm-hmm.
Is option 1 just this?
Yes.
Yes, very expensive for what it is.
Right.
Isn't it? But it is the biggest.
Will the swings be moved that are currently there?
Lisa, I don't know the answer to that.
Well, looking at the spreadsheet here for option 1, like we said, Andy had worked with Chris on this. It's also got swings and a spinner on there as well. So it would be to put in a new swing set, I believe.
And I believe you're looking at page 8 right now.
Correct.
So are you're replacing the swing set that's at Schwager
Yes.
on option 1 only?
1, 2, and 3.
All options.
All of them?
It's about halfway down each list.
Yeah, okay.
And that's, 3,200. Little plus. Now, right next to, on the right side of that page, it does tell size too, which I was looking for on here. So, it's that much bigger than the other two by about, 35% size-wise? So, and that's about how much more it is, too. So it seems to fit and be somewhat reasonable if you have that much more material, taking up that much more size, allowing that many more youngsters on it, playing at a time. It seems reasonable to go. Now, what we need to know, Jen, is how's our budget looking?
I believe Andy said 50 to 60,000. So if you're liking option 1 the best, it's on the higher end, but it would be something that would be workable. In my understanding, that we could work it to make that happen.
Is it a little overkill for Swagger Park? Is more one of our neighborhood parks. It's not like Valley View in size and or even our other ones, you know.
Yeah, that's a great question. Swagger Park does have those other pieces of newer equipment, and we do have to consider that we have other parks in the city that might have equipment that will be failing or that is older that we would maybe want to appropriate funds to instead of this park. But it is definitely something to think about, not a hard and fast rule that we have to pick the cheapest option.
And would it be possible in the future that if we chose, let's say, option 2 for Swagger Park, that then we would go, or is it too much of a duplicative effort to go to option 1 in one of our bigger parks that gets more attention and draws more people?
That's a great question. I guess we'd have to see what the usage is.
Mm-hmm.
Does this come with any recommendation? Or is it just here are the 3 options? No recommendation?
No recommendation.
Well, given that, I kind of like, without seeing a bunch of kids crawling around on option 1, I do like option 2. And I think there's 8 or 9 kids on there at the current time. I don't know that you get more than that on any of the other options. If it's a smaller in size, given that the space isn't that large in Schwager, you're also getting the swings, apparently. And it's, $16,000 cheaper than option 1.
That's right.
And it's
If
different.
I were just going by looks, I think 2 looks pretty sharp.
And I was going to say it's different than what Lakeside has too.
And that's another thing. Yeah. Why duplicate something that's already in the valley?
And on page 26 in your packet too, also option 3 includes a rope climbing structure that's just a little bit different as well.
What page was that on?
26.
26. Thank you.
It's on the back of a page, so
Yeah,
it might have been
that's why.
missed.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Thank you. Well, I like keeping our money in the valley,
Yes.
and just as we're saying, and we want to keep the kids happy and in the valley. I mean, I don't want them to have to go as far afield to entertain the youngsters. Parks are important to them. It is a cool one. I could see them having fun on that. And it's still in keeping a little bit with the other park equipment there, which is for smaller kids. Isn't that true, Lisa? That down at that one end.
There's a couple items there for smaller children, but there's also like a climbing wall,
The climbing walls.
and there's I think it's 2 rocks that connect, and there's some ropes that connect the 2 rocks.
Okay.
So it's another climbing structure.
Yeah. But like you say, Jen, that's really in these days.
I would say the ladybug there would be for smaller children, and
Yeah.
then that log tunnel,
You can crawl through.
yeah,
Yep.
that would be for smaller
Yeah.
children as well.
And this also includes the wood fiber,
Yes.
which we'd have to.
Yep.
We already talked about no matter what we put in there, that hole needs to be replaced. The flooring, if you will. Or the,
Yes. That would be on page 8
Mhm.
in that little
Right.
spreadsheet there. The bottom line in each, or
Yeah.
second to the bottom line in each of those
Yeah.
options.
Glad to see that was put in here. So there's no surprises later. I think you're right. I don't know if it's worth $16,000 more dollars on that particular piece of property of that park. It's just not that large of a park. I could see down the road, if we wanted to do something at one of the more open parks, you know, whether it be Valley View or Oak Park Crossing. But
I believe there would still be an added expense too for the playground border. That's not included on here.
okay, yeah, because that needs replacement, even if we didn't put any other
Yes.
equipment up. It
Yes,
has to be for safety.
correct.
So that's just an ongoing expense that we have for all of our parks to keep it, to make sure that we don't have trip hazards and things. George, you're going to make a motion to,
Is that what you need?
I think so, right? Jen?
Yes, just a recommendation of the city council.
All right, I would,
Whichever option.
yeah, I would recommend that the Parks Commission recommend to the City Council that option 2 be looked at for Schwager Park replacement.
And I'll second that. All in favor?
I,
All right, that's, motion has been made and seconded that we're going to go with option 2 of, is there a good name for this? Yeah, Berliner Spaceball Owl Net Structure. And all the trimmings are all included here, the swings, spinner, install us that stuff, which is great. We want the pros to do it and do it right. And the city to unload and store the equipment at the shop till Berliner equipment shows up is a good plan. Anything else? Do we need anything else, Jen?
No, that's great. That's exciting.
All right, moving on. That is very exciting. It's one of the best parts of our job.
Yes.
All right, we're going to move on to the summer park program coordinator position. And right before this Parks Commission official meeting, we met in a work session and interviewed our prime candidate. And we'd like to go from there and make a recommendation to the city council. I have to find the papers here because I want to talk. So, Annie Berry came to us some months ago and applied to be one of the Parks and Trails commissioners, but her eye was forward because she knew that the position of for our parks summer program manager was coming open. And so we have talked to Annie. She was one of 2 candidates and certainly showed herself to be very able to handle this kind of a job, and we're excited to ask the city council to accept our recommendation that they would hire Annie Berry as the new summer park program director. All in favor?
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Annie, you can vote on this too. You've already been part of the park system, and that just makes it even easier for you to come in. And so we're very happy about this.
I love being a part of the community and look forward to hear what the commission has to say.
All right. next is a new business, and we have Parks and Trails Commission vacancies. Jen, do you want to talk about that?
Sure. Yes, Madam Chair. In commission, we have a board of 5 members, and we have term limits according to the bylaws. And terms are 3 years, and you have 2 people on your commission who have reached that 3-year term limit for their first term, and they are allowed to serve 2 terms. Hal Peterson and Randy Thorson, both of their terms ended December 2021. I reached out to both of them to see if they were interested in seeking out a second term, and Hal Peterson has said he is going to step back. He will step back from the commission and he will not seek a second term. Randy Thorson said he enjoys being on the commission and would like to seek a second term. And like I said, your bylaws do lay out that they can seek a second term with just a recommendation from the commission. And that means then that we will have, and with the summer park program coordinator position as well, we will have some vacancies on our Parks and Trails Commission. And so I'm just asking that this commission authorize staff to advertise for those vacancies, so we can get a full board again. One of the things as part of that is we will have to take action as well to accept Hal's resignation, or his position to no longer seek a seat on the commission, and then also make a recommendation, if you so choose, that Randy Thorson be second term, and that would be a recommendation to the city. So just 3 action items, I guess. To accept Hal's leaving us, to accept Randy to seek another term, or recommend, or not, to seek another term, and then authorize staff to advertise for vacancies.
All right, I'll make a move for all 3 parts.
Okay.
I second.
Second from Annie. And do want to thank Hal. He's been had really wise suggestions, and every once in a while we take even maybe a less than popular stance, and that shows real character that I appreciated always. Could turn to him and say, okay, what's really going on here in your head? So thank you for that, Hal. And Annie, we'll still be able to work with you, but we'll miss you on here too. We really will. But she can stay now.
You could, yep, she'll stay until an offer is made and accepted, and then she would at that time resign from the commission.
Okay. All right. Well, now the other thing is it's part of our laws and formats that every year we have to have an annual meeting of the Parks Commission and elect officers. And that, I've got it right here, makes it a little difficult. I can no longer serve, as I understand it, right?
Correct.
Okay.
You can, if the commission would like, seek an extension of a year and see if the city council is okay with that. Or you could, if there's somebody else in the commission that wants to take over. The tough thing right now is we don't have a full board. So I thought, maybe we could take action to postpone the annual meeting until we have a full board. We could do that in March or April. And so then,
is everyone all right with that?
as long as you're okay with being chair for a couple more months?
Sure.
Okay. So then,
That's easy in the wintertime, especially.
Right.
It's I don't think we're stepping on too many official toes doing it that way. And by summer, of course, we want to be full-fledged and going strong. We start usually in about mid-April talking about doing a tour.
mm-hmm.
And so that would be really a good time to make sure we had a full contingent here.
Yeah. So if somebody would just want to make a motion to postpone the annual meeting until we have a full board.
I will make a motion to postpone the annual meeting of the Parks Commission until we have a full board in place.
I'll second that. You'll third. Motion has been made and carried to postpone the annual meeting. And it's a wise time to do it because this winter is always more quiet for us. And at that, the informational. We're to the point of saying that the next meeting is Monday, February 28th at 6 p.m. at City Hall. The upcoming council meeting is Tuesday, January 25th at 6 p.m. here at City Hall. And do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn the meeting.
Yeah, second.
Second. Motion and seconded. Meeting is adjourned.